let me get all I need here really quick before we really kick it off. I need my notes. Got a lot to talk about today. A lot to unpack. A lot of, it has been a late checkout energy as of late. Been tired. It was a tired weekend. So also, shout out Starbucks sponsoring this episode and podcast. Not really, because they're a $1 trillion organization, but we're going to speak it into existence. We're going to manifest it. They're going to sponsor us one day. But, let me just get my stuff. But without further ado, welcome back to the podcast. Cue claps. I don't know how to edit in claps yet. We're a one-man show, so I can only do so much editing and, behind the scenes work for this podcast, and we haven't learned how to edit in claps yet, but just imagine if there were some fucking claps. But no, man, I'm trying to think where we left off last time. Last episode, I was on my way to Coachella. We chilled. It was the most LA thing I've ever said, but we chilled hard. And, I'm tired this whole week. I figured okay, you get back Monday. That's a dead day. We'll start Tuesday. Tuesday was a dead day. Okay, we'll start Wednesday. Wednesday was a dead day. We'll start Thursday. You know what? We'll start next week. Next week will be the week we actually start. And that's where I'm at the moment, where I'm so thankful it's the weekend 2 of Coachella, for me to just really catch up. But no, a full recap. So it was my first Coachella. I'd never been. I kept seeing, the lead up to Coachella, these horror stories of traffic and you're in the desert and it's dusty and it's this and it's that and blah, 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 blah. I completely mixed up the vibe of Burning Man in Coachella, because the way people spoke about Coachella is it's in the desert, you better bring all this supplies, blah, blah, blah. A, they basically have a Walmart there, and B, if you've ever been to Palm Springs or Indio or La Quinta, whatever, if you were at Coachella, if you were on the grounds and you were needing something badly, whether it was medical supplies, water, food, whatever it is, and you just couldn't get it at Coachella, I put it at maybe a 25-minute walk before you're at your nearest Walmart or grocery store. So the whole, you better, pack it's the end of the world, you're going to be in the desert crazy. Yeah, because I started putting the pieces together because I stayed at a work friend's house, which is literally right across the street from Coachella one time. And I was like, oh, this is literally, it's in the middle of a neighborhood. It's quite literally in the middle of a neighborhood. So that was unexpected, but loved it. And traffic wasn't bad for us because obviously, at least from what I've seen, everyone leaves Los Angeles for Coachella on Thursday because obviously the festival starts Friday. We left Friday because Emma didn't get off work till 5. So we left at 5 p.m. Friday. Probably took 2.5 hours to get down there. There was only a couple sets on Friday that, we missed. But again, there was only 3 to 4 acts that I really wanted to see. And those were all late Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I didn't really feel like we missed anything there, and it was perfect timing. So basically, get down there. Emma and I went with our friends Jamie and Lauren, and we stayed in Palm Springs, which I kept shitting on Jamie. It was 100 miles away. It was too far. Too far. If you stay in Palm Springs, you're going to Coachella, get ready for a drive to and from. But it wasn't really that bad, to be honest, and it was away from the hecticness. But no, so we get there Friday, and we get to the festival, and I would recommend anybody who does go to Coachella for the first time ever, get there during the day. At least for me, and maybe this is just a me issue, but Emma also agreed that we got there at night, and it was the most overwhelming thing. Because you don't know where anything, it's nighttime, so you don't know where anything is. There's so much shit going on. You arrive and there's 4 different concerts going on. There's a Ferris wheel. There's all this stuff. There's 100,000 people. It's crazy. And I don't mind the hecticness of it or how many people are there. Like, I love that. That wasn't the overwhelming part. It was that I didn't know where anything was. You know, like I was like, where am I? If I get lost over here, where the fuck am I going? Like, I literally was like, let's just put air tags on each other. Like, crazy. So that was a little bit overwhelming. And after like being there for an hour and like in our little space, I was like, okay, like, I get the vibe. I like this. Like, I'm just going to stay out by the main stage for right now. So, and luckily, shout out work, we all got VIP wristbands, which was nice because you kind of like get to, VIP's also like packed as fuck. Like, it's not like VIP, you know, is 100 people to, you know, roam and all this type of shit. It's packed. Like, you can absolutely get lost. But I liked that was like a nice rendezvous point, like meet at this light post or meet at that, whatever it may be. So that was cool. And like you go, like obviously there's 3 different entrances. There's like GA, there's VIP, and then there's artist/artist guest, however the fuck you get those passes. But no, so we all had VIP passes. Shout out to work because that shit's expensive. Didn't pay that for me. And we all get there and like you first walk in, there's a ton of like food stands and shit, and then you get out to like the grass, which is cool. And we got there right as Missy Elliott was playing, and my old podcast knew, this podcast, I have relatively undiagnosed but diagnosed tinnitus, which is just like constant ringing in my fucking ears, which lovely. Great way to go through life. So just so happy about it. But my ears have definitely gotten softer over time. And that doesn't mean I'm not going to go enjoy life. You bet your ass I am. I'm going to fucking Amazon overnight some cool ass like, you know, earpiece things to, you know, save myself. But we get to Missy Elliott and I thought I was in a heap of trouble. I was like, oh boy, like, cause I still think to this day, I think her set was the loudest set possible the entire weekend, which shout out Missy Elliott. I didn't think was needed. You know, if you're some rock band or you're some like, you know, head pumper shit, I get it. But Missy, like it was insane how loud her set was, but she's got bops and her set was cool. And we got there like right towards the end of her set. And then there was probably like a 45-minute gap between her and Lady Gaga. And so that was nice to like go see some of that and then chill out for a little bit, get our spot, etc. So Lady Gaga comes out and to no surprise, she was fucking awesome. Like, I always liked Lady Gaga. I never like thought I would like find myself at a Lady Gaga concert, not because I didn't want to, but just because, you know, who knows? Like if she's touring and I like, you know, can't get a ticket or like, you know, it wasn't on like, you know, the list of priorities of like, I need to go to this Lady Gaga concert. But love her music and she's an insane performer. So it was super cool to be able to see her do her thing. And she truthfully is a fucking like, she was fucking playing the piano with one hand and like, yeah, the crowd. And I'm just like, how, like some people, man, like I'm still delusional where I'm like, you know what, I'll find my talent at some point in life. It'll happen for sure. It hasn't happened yet, but no, that woman is so talented. And her set was like cool. Like, I don't know if it was more like old self, new self. Cause like it started out with like her talking to herself and like little devil vibe and whatnot. And then obviously you have these LA people who are like so fucking religious of, oh, I hate how demonic it was. I hate, like, get the fuck over. It's a Lady Gaga concert. Like, get over yourself. Like I always hear people talk about that when like with artists of like, I hate how demonic it was. It's like, they weren't sitting here like like they just had some fanfare and shit. Are you not going to go watch like the Conjuring movie or some shit? Like, I don't know. Some LA people piss me off where they're just like, oh, it was demonic. I can't believe it. Get over it. Like, literally get over yourself. It's not that deep. It's a Lady Gaga performance. Like the woman that sings Roma, Roma, ma, Gaga. Come on now. But her performance, insane. 10 out of 10. Loved it. And so it's cool to get there that first night and just kind of, I mean, truthfully, as you always hear people talk about with Coachella, is like when you're in certain spots of the grounds, you're really just going to see like people. Like first night, like I'm walking through and I look to my left, I was like, oh, it's Mike Malek. Like, love him. Cool. Like, been following his journey. YouTuber, shout out Impulsive. Like, you'll just see people roaming around random spots. And I'm like, this rocks. Like, this is cool. And that was the end of Friday. And we knew Saturday was the day in terms of that was where all the side events we were going to. Travis Scott was my selling point for Coachella. That's the reason I wanted to go. Him and then Green Day second. But I'm a big Trav fan. What can I say? But Travis Scott was the reason I wanted to go to Coachella. So Saturday was like, I need to be on point for Saturday. And we had like a lot of stuff leading up to the actual festival that we were doing. So we were like, no, like there was an after party. I don't know if it was, I think it was Nylon House. I'm not sure. Like there's Nylon, Neon Carnival, whatever. And I got to give it to these Coachella people who were like, yeah, like we just did so much like Molly and shrooms and everything else at Coachella. Let's go and stay out until like 7 at this. You got it. Like me, I love being up late night. Y'all are like night rats. Insane. Like I like being up late night vibing out with people. Maybe like a house party vibe, something like that. But these, not my vibe. So we went back to the hotel, ate some Chick-fil-A, vibed out, watched some Drake and Josh to go to bed. Woke up like 8 a.m. ready to conquer the day. And obviously you're in the desert. You're in Palm Springs. It was sunny as shit out. It was hot. So I knew we were in for a day. And the events we were going to weren't necessarily shaded events. They were, in the middle of nowhere style events and whatnot. But we wake up, get ready for the day, get our Starbucks, get dressed, take some pictures. We got the whole fit up. You know what I mean? Like I wore a bandana. When have I ever worn a bandana before? Let me tell you. I'm going to be wearing more of them. I'm a huge, like, if you don't know by, like, the simplicity of it, I've never been a big outfit person. What I mean by that is my style has fucking sucked for, like, 23, 24 years of the 25 years I've been alive. Not to the fault of anyone else, to the fault of this guy. Because I'd rather be comfy. I don't care. Shorts and a t-shirt, call it a day. But Coachella, I was like, you know what? I didn't go like all out crazy, but I was like, let me wear some cool pants, a nice shirt, little, bandana, cool hat, have some fun with it. And I realized I'm a bandana guy. But we got ready and took some pictures and stuff, and we were ready to conquer the day. First thing, Camp Poosh. Shout out Kourtney Kardashian. Shout out Poosh. We went to Camp Poosh. And we joked about it with our friends that we went with, that everyone on Saturday, I think, had one point where they were like, fuck. Like, we're fucked. Like, this is crazy. And mine was, thank God, actually, at the beginning of the day. Because, again, I was always a thick boy. I run hot. That's why part of the reason I like to wear, shorts and a t-shirt all the time. I'll sweat, all that type of stuff. We get to Camp Poosh. I'm in long pants. I got a bandana on. I got a shirt. Thank God no, like, upper, just a shirt. And it's about 100 degrees, sunny, no clouds in the sky at the time, and we're deep out, and like this one was deep out in the desert, truthfully, and there wasn't really that much shade. And I had a moment where I stepped back and I'm like, I'm fucked. Like, I got a couple options here to make up some lie to have to go back to the hotel and just meet everyone at Coachella, or die. That was like, those were my two, truthfully, those are the two options in front of me, because it was like so hot, like I sunburnies, like, I don't know, I'm sounding like a complaint, but regardless, I was like, I'm fucked. Today is going to suck. And as we went through Camp Poosh, it was a vibe. It really was a vibe. I got over that whole thing. They had like, sunscreen stations where people would sunscreen you, all this type of stuff. So I was like, all right, we're getting some life here. And like, again, I packed for, like I was going to war. Like I had pants that had like 8 different pockets in it. I brought electrolytes, Advil, Replenish, all this type of stuff, when like, if I'm being really honest, the places we were, I literally could have DoorDashed something to me if I wanted to. But, I prepared basically. But Camp Poosh was really cool. We were there for maybe like an hour-ish. The girls got some cool goodies and whatnot. I actually came to like pickles at Camp Poosh because there's this like, not famous, but like, hyped up pickle place that's in the Grove. Forget what it's called, but they have all these different flavored pickles everywhere. And I tried this spicy honey mustard flavored pickle. I'm never going to go back. I love pickles to death. I want to buy just those pickles. I want to put them on every sandwich. I ate it by itself. I haven't ate or liked a pickle in 25 years of life. I loved it. So Camp Poosh was really cool. And then we realized, like, because the girls didn't want to miss Charlie XCX. So we realized there was Revolve Fest next. So we were like, all right, time to whip into shape. Let's go to Revolve Fest, which have never, like, done that before either. And I know that's a big Coachella thing. Like, we got to go to Revolve. And again, lucky enough to be able to attend. Again, let me preface this. I was happy to be there. All these types of things, I'm there. I'm not used to this. We're vibing, whatnot. Just happy to be there. And so we get to Revolve Fest, and it's like, also it's really, really close to the Coachella grounds. Funny enough, one of our old coworkers got married on the grounds of Revolve Fest. Not during Revolve Fest, but on the same ground, which is insane. It's so scenic, beautiful, like crazy, and we put that together. But we drove our car because, like, I wasn't drinking the whole weekend, so I was just going to be, like, either RDD or help out when we needed. And so we're like, all right, we got to find parking somewhere. And the nearest public parking was, like, a 20-minute drive away. And I'm like, this is bullshit. But did it anyways. That was annoying. That's where one of a couple of Jamie's freakouts were on the way to Revolve Fest. And then Emma and I go park the car, get Ubered back, go to Revolve Fest, go through the lines, all of that type of stuff. I can only imagine what the Revolve people had to deal with over the weekend because they're dealing with hundreds of influencers. But no, we get there and I see the appeal. Like, obviously it's a, who do you see, who do you know type vibe. But, like, I was there, like, they had Irv's Burgers there. They had Raising Cane's. They had all these, like, they had, not Body Energy, but Body Armor stuff. They had all this type of cool knickknacks that I'm like, I'm here for. And, Alex Earl had a pop-up for Sip Margs. It was actually a really cool setup. And they had all this type of stuff. You had to see all these types of cool people. Like, I saw Jello, Tyga, Sierra from Summer House, Julia Fox, a lot of cool people. Like, it was cool to just, like, people, like, for someone like me, that's a people watch station. Like, yeah, like, look at all these cool fucking people. And some of the people that I work for were there as well, which was cool. So hung out with them. And it was, honestly, Revolve was a cool vibe. It was just good food. Like, at that point, we got to Revolve at like 3 or 4. Other than, like, a couple slices of pickles, didn't eat shit the whole day. And they have Irv's Burgers there. And I was like, I got 2 burgers. Quite literally saved my life. And when we got to Revolve, that's when the sun was going down a little bit. It was, like, just almost sunsetting. So it was, like, perfect temperature, perfect vibe. Got to see some cool performances. Got to see some cool people. At the end of the day, it's still, like, a big, dick swinging contest of, like, who's this person, who's that person. You got live streamers here, YouTubers there, like, all doing their thing, which truthfully I love. I'm like, make a place for everyone to flourish with their content. I'm here for it. But no, Revolve Fest was a cool vibe. If I'm ever lucky enough to, be able to go back, I would do it because it's a cool little, like, pre-festival party type thing. So we did that and we left Revolve Fest early because everyone wanted to go see Charlie XCX. And let me just say, I know a couple of Charlie XCX's bops. I was unfamiliar with your game. I was unfamiliar with your fucking game. Because Charlie XCX, my God, just an insanely good performer. Like, great performer, a shit ton of bops. She brought out Lorde, Billie Eilish, and Troye Sivan. Whatever, but Troy. And it was just super cool. Like, her performance was great. And as a Travis Scott fan, whatnot, I love autotune. I don't care. I don't need old head comments. Like, I love, obviously, natural. I love autotune. She perfected that shit live. That was, oof. Like, her whole entire performance was just crazy. And then she had that, like, Apple song going and showed that, like, Alex Kasani girl and Quinn Blackwell and everything doing the dance. I'm like, this rocks. This is cool. Her live camera footage for the concert was insane. Like, those people need a raise. But no, her performance was sick. And, like, again, Saturday was the day I was there for because it went Charlie XCX, Green Day, Travis Scott. Like, how much better of a 3-person lineup, like, in all different facets. You got pop, indie rock, rap. Like, amazing. So we watched Charlie XCX. It was fucking sick. Shout out Charlie XCX. I remember probably 3-4 years ago, I was like, I don't know who this person is. I hear people talking about it. And then I realized like she had some bops maybe like 5-10 years ago, cooled down, and then now she's back. And I was like, so she gets it. She knows how to be a famous pop star, and she does it so well. So she's on the playlist now. She's on the gym workout playlist and everything. But no, her set was insane. And then after that, we chilled. We went to the Red Bull Mirage. That Red Bull has like a, not activation, but they have like a thing, I guess, at Coachella now. It's at one of the stages. It's like a pyramid style thing. There's like 3-4 floors. They had a Nobu in it. And it was just kind of like almost like a social club in a way at Coachella. One of the coolest things ever. Probably actually the coolest way to experience a concert in my opinion, because you had your space. It was cool. It was his own little thing. You had good food and drink. It was just Red Bull knows how to make an experience, and they did it. So we went to go chill at Red Bull Mirage for maybe like an hour ish, maybe a little less, until Green Day. And then we went like, and Red Bull was in front of like the EDM tent, which that was the only con where I'm like, I don't give a fuck about EDM. That's something about me where like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't hate it, but like, you're not going to see me loving and headbot like to EDM. I'm sorry. Like, I might, but it's just not my thing. Like house music, sure. Like your Calvin Harris's, your Zeds, your etc. Absolutely. But like just that, not my vibe. So it was cool to be there. The music was But so Emma and I went to go see Green Day. Jamie and Lauren went somewhere. I actually have no idea. But Emma and I, it was like almost just like Green Day's whole set was just like movie style shit. Like luckily we got a good place to sit on the grass, hear them, see them. And like, again, growing up, like when Green Day was coming out with their hits, I wasn't like an adult. I was, when they came out with like, whether it was Holiday, American Idiot, etc., like Boulevard of Broken Dreams, all that type of stuff, I was maybe 7, 6. So like those were coming out as I was that young, and they were in like movie and TV soundtracks. And so it was almost just like, as corny as this is going to sound, it was almost like cinematic the way it played out. Cause like we're just laying on the grass in Palm Springs listening to basically a movie soundtrack with these people playing it live. And, Green Day are people that also like, I'll probably never have the chance, and I'll never say never, but to see live again. Like they don't tour that often. Like, and if they do, how do I know they're coming to LA, or like, will I be able to buy tickets in another state and go, like, you know what I mean? And they're just such an iconic band where I'm like, this is so cool because I might never see this again. And they have so many hits. And probably the best part was, it wasn't Wake Me Up When September Ends, but it was another, These Are the Best Days. Like I forget how the song goes, and if you played it for me, I would know it instantly. But fuck. But they start playing it, and I look to my right, and Emma is just bawling her eyes out. She is just tears flowing, yada yada. And again, as a boyfriend, I'm like, what's wrong? Like what? And that's just the power. Like she starts crying because that was the song that they played, I guess, at her 5th grade graduation. And I'm like, this rocks. Like it truthfully showed like how fucking timeless Green Day is. And their performance was just insane, cool. I'd probably put that as one of the top highlights of Coachella for me. And then we had a little bit left to chill. So they had like Prince Street Pizza. Like, mind you, I need like, I don't know who in, politics and whatnot, but there needs to be some sort of like, I see Congress or Senate or whoever fighting against Ticketmaster. You need to do the same thing for these vendors that are at festivals or games or whatever it may be, because $15 for a slice of pizza is out fucking outrageous. Like you got people literally struggling, and I'm not talking about me or whatnot, but I'm like, There's people at Coachella who saved up every last fucking dollar to go to Coachella, and you're charging $15 for a slice of pizza. Like, low-key Prince Street Pizza, I love you, but that's so fucked up. That's, like, insane. And, like, of course, I'm starving. I'm super hungry. I need something in my body. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to get 2 slices of pizza. $35 later is fucking absurd. Like, absolutely, absolutely insane. And I just had to, that was just such a side note really quick, because, like, the fucking price gouging at festivals and shit like that. I get it. Coachella's made for, you know, rich douchebags from LA and, like, rich places who are obviously going to pay it. But again, like, I'm not fucking rich. Like, $15 for 2 slices of pizza? Like, get the fuck out. Like, crazy. But I paid it because I was starving and I needed something to eat. So we go get some food, chill out for a little bit, link up with some of my coworkers, obviously, and Emma, and a couple other people. And, you know, we're chilling out until Travis Scott comes on. He doesn't come on until like 11:40 p.m., midnight-ish. And it was what I needed. It was lethargic. It was cathartic, whatever these fucking words mean. It was great. It really was. Like, again, everyone's different. They got their thing. I could listen to Travis Scott hum in autotune for like 4 hours straight. Like, one of my favorite things is just his, like, harmonizing shit in autotune, and he did a lot of that. And I get it when you're at Coachella. I understand. Play your hits. Not everyone here necessarily is here to see you, all that type of stuff. Me, if I'm gonna be selfish for a minute, didn't give a fuck. He played some old, like, he played Nightcrawler. He played Skyfall. He obviously did the hits of, like, Antidote and Goosebumps. I'm trying to think what else. Like, obviously he played Sicko Mode. He played Fiend 2 times. He played Hyena. He did, oh, bro, when he did Skeleton. So at first I didn't understand it, and I was kind of like, why is he doing this? He had a live orchestra, like, with trombones and trumpets and big whatever you want to call it, with him on stage. And at first I was like, what is this, whatnot? And then they would start playing the beat to something and then instantly drop into the beat. And when he did that with Skeletons, like, my soul almost left my body. I'm like, this is just, like, everything I could have possibly wanted. And he was humming in his auto-tune. He was doing his, like, truthfully, the only thing I would personally critique, and it's not even a critique, but it's just like, that would have been sick, is if he brought someone out. You know, I wasn't expecting him to bring out Drake for Sicko Mode. I wasn't expecting him to bring out Kendrick for Goosebumps. Like, but whether he did bring out, you know, like, 21 Savage or The Weeknd if he did a song with him, or anyone like that, I just, like, again, would have liked it. Did not make or break the show, but, and I know I'm biased because I went there to see Travis, and his, shout out LaFlame, shout out Travis Scott, like, just was literally fucking everything I could have possibly needed for his set. Don't care about what anyone else says. That man, Travis Scott, in the hip-hop category, is the greatest live performer of all time. End debate, no question, closed book, that's it. Let me preface it again. In hip-hop. I'm not talking pop, rock, whatever, like EDM, no. In the hip-hop category, Travis Scott is the greatest live performer of all time. End sentence, closed book, next topic. Because it's just, his shit's just fucking insane. So I thought that was great. That ended at like 2 a.m. And then we left, and literally we all, like, there was another after party. People were like, are you going? I was like, who the fuck? No, I'm not going to this. No, I won't be joining you. You have a good time. I won't be joining you. And then we were so beat. Sunday came, and Sunday was great because, again, Lauren was dying to see Charlie XCX. Emma was dying to see Lady Gaga. I was dying to see Travis Scott. Jamie really wanted to see kind of like a mix of, not Travis Scott, but a mix of Lady Gaga, Charlie XCX, and then Post on Sunday, who wasn't until 10 p.m. So Sunday and into Sunday evening was perfect because we didn't have shit to do. We didn't have anywhere to be. We weren't in any type of rush. And so we chilled, we vibed. We went to go get bagels in Palm Springs, which were great, but they were like fucking small-ass bagels. Really good, though. And then we literally just probably chilled out the entire day until legitimately like 5 p.m.-ish. And no, we went to go see Zed. We went to go see Tiesto at Red Bull again. We went to go see Post Malone. All were great. I think Post is such an amazing like end festival performer because he's got bops that you want to jump to and nod your head to and shit and like, you know, go crazy to, but he's just so mellow, so fun, like perfect end to Coachella. And honestly, for a first one, I thought it was great. Everyone had their freak out. Everyone had an amazing time. Weather wasn't like actually too horrible in terms of how hot it was, just like that one morning on Saturday. And I'd work on Monday, so I had to drive back from Palm Springs at like 2 a.m. on Sunday night and literally almost passed out like at the wheel. It was worth it. It was so worth it. Like I like Coachella. Given if the lineups, you know, people I like and whatnot, I love it. So hoping to maybe go back another year depending on all who's performing and if friends want to go and shit. But I'd say for first Coachella, that was like a good, honestly, like a good 8 out of 10, except for the fucking hotel we stayed at that was like, you know, 2 hours away from the festival at Jamie. But no, it was a great weekend and honestly enjoyed it. And being able to see, you know, people watch some cool people and shit, it was cool. And I will say too, being able to see all these A-list people who were just chewing gum like nonstop, it's like, enjoy it. And everyone's up in arms like, oh, I'm like, you don't think your favorite A-listers Papa Molly at Coachella? They are. And let them. Who cares? They're having a good time. They're not hurting anybody. Let them vibe out. What? So that was just my end thought on that one. But no, it was a great time. Shout out everybody. Shout out my man Josh Gallo because met up with him too. He's the bro. But no, it was a good weekend. Got back to the week and then just chilled. And I guess on to that, like we saw that the space mission got successfully completed by Katy Perry. Wow, what's her? Gayle King, Bezos' wife, girlfriend. I don't know what they are. And then like other astronauts and shit. And just the biggest fucking waste of money that like one could think of. Like just absolute huge waste of money. Not like it, just a waste of time. If we're being completely honest, like that would be, we're working on segments on this podcast. I got to get better at it. But with the whole late checkout vibe, hot takes, cold showers. This is on my hot take, cold shower segment. This was so fucking stupid. Wasted so much money to send people to space for like 11 minutes and come back down. And you have like Gayle King here being like, no, it was so like, you know, sending, and then they made it a whole the women thing. And I'm like, if they sent my favorite people in the world there, I'd be like, this was so fucking stupid. Like, and they, oh, women in space, and we're, you know, searching and doing research, all this. No, you went there for 11 minutes. You literally touched space and came back down, and it costed like $1 billion to do. And like, they're like, oh yeah, like people are exploring space, trying to make the world better. What'd you do up there? Like, what did you make better? It was like an insane spend of money to go up there for like an extremely short amount of time, and then obviously trying to make it this whole big thing on like, well, you're coming after women, and like this is going to do so much benefit for the planet, and it's needed. Tell me how is it needed? What benefit did that trip do for the planet? Like, again, they could have sent real, like, obviously they did, like maybe 3 or 4 of the people that were on that mission. I'm not even calling it a fucking mission. That were on that trip were astronauts. Katy Perry, Gayle King, Bezos' wife and shit like that, like, could have actually been real astronauts that went up there and did some shit. Except y'all literally went up there for Katy Perry to sing "What a Wonderful World." Like, you had a chance to quite literally gaze out into the universe, and Katy Perry sings "What a Wonderful," like, I might open the hatch, truthfully, if I was in that situation and I'm like, no one, like, we're staring at a million light years of galaxy and we're all locked eyes with Katy Perry singing what fuck out of here. I saw Shane Gillis say something that this was all an elaborate scheme for Jeff Bezos to get rid of his wife. That he was just like in a almost like a comic book cartoon style thing of like, let me just send her to space. Let me just literally put her on a rocket and then dunzo. Which would be just absolutely hilarious. And then she touches down and he's just like, oh, God damn it. Like, that would be comically funny of like someone that rich to actually be like, I'm sending you to space. I don't care. Done. But no, I just thought it was a comical, like, literally waste of time, waste of money. And like, Katy Perry and everyone being like, well, I didn't want to make it about me. I'm like, you sung up there. Like at some point when you keep saying I didn't want to make it about me, maybe a little bit of it, you wanted it to be about you, because you wouldn't have done it. And then you had Gayle King going on and like, you know, arguing for her, which I mean, I guess whatever. Like, I guess, yeah, argue for yourself, but it was fucking stupid. So I just thought that was literally such a, like, truthfully, them wanting to like better society by going to space, every single penny they spent on that little field trip would have legitimately bettered society if it went somewhere else, anywhere else, whether children's hospitals, schools, infrastructure, whatever. Like, to the point where like you could argue that little bitty field trip was worse for society, like worse off. So I thought it was so stupid and just insane, like just crazy. And what was I going to say? What else? Oh, I was driving back to another thing, I guess, infrastructure annoying, making the world better. I know New York City has their congestion prices and whatnot coming around, which is supposedly help traffic. I'm under the impression that traffic isn't real. If you're in the middle of a downtown, like where New York's different, but if you're in the middle of like a downtown city, I kind of understand where you only have so many places you can go. There's so many stoplights, etc. I live in Los Angeles. I take the 10 freeway every day, or the 405. I think it's the 10. And there's constantly traffic, and it starts out of nowhere, and it just magically ends out of nowhere, and it literally goes from standstill to 30 minutes, and then you're going back 70 miles an hour. I don't think traffic is real. I'm not understanding, like, where does it originate? How does it come from? How does it start? Why does it end? Like, and you just go back to normal. Like, I'm not getting it. I'd probably say 1% of traffic I've been in my life has been because of construction or an accident. Truthfully, that's it. Every other traffic I've been in, like, you're going 70 and then you hit a block of standstill traffic for 20 minutes and then randomly you get to the end of it and you're going 70 again. And it's just like, what? How? Like, I don't know if, like, my brain just doesn't work, but I'm like, make that make sense to me. I get it. You have people merging in it, but, like, how does that make it so that this is standstill and 10 minutes later I'm going 70? I'm bothered. I'm a little bit bothered by that. That's one of the things. That's one of the things in this world I do not understand, is how traffic originates. I need someone to explain it to me, but maybe that'll never get explained to me, so it's whatever. And then on top of that, with traffic, funny enough, when we were going to Palm Springs and when I was driving back and whatnot, I realized, other than on a plane, sadly, I've come to the conclusion that it doesn't matter how much energy I have. I could fall asleep anywhere if I wanted to. I really could. Like, and this is more like not the place it is, but how much energy I have, where there's times where I might have, like, I drank my coffee, shout out Starbucks, sponsoring this episode, not really. And I'm actually going to grab another sip, but I started drinking this coffee maybe an hour or so ago, and like we're almost towards the tail end of it. My apologies. And if I really wanted to, I think in 1 hour I could take a nap if I really wanted to. Now, I'm not a big fan of naps because I love having energy. I love being awake. Part of the reason probably why I don't sleep that much. But it's like, why? Like, caffeine used to actually affect me so much where I'm like, I'm not. And I don't know if it's because I'm 25 now, but it's bullshit. Science. It's bullshit. Like, I can fall asleep anywhere. And it is a blessing sometimes. It's also a curse. Like, I don't want to fall asleep here. Like, I'm trying to keep the party going, like, have a good time, like, whatever. But that's just me. And then I'm also battling something where I obviously, as most people probably do as they get a little bit older, I'm like trying to continue to eat healthier. Like, I eat fruit every day, take my little, like, you know, helper shot that's got, like, I don't know, fucking turmeric and cayenne pepper, whatever. Doing all that, go to the gym, whatnot. I can't help that I am just, like, overly obsessed with breakfast burritos. I just can't. Like, breakfast burritos are probably my favorite, aside from chocolate chip pancakes, my favorite breakfast food and sometimes food on the planet. And lucky enough that Los Angeles, in my humble opinion, has the actual best breakfast burritos on the planet. There's so many places. There's, whether it's Wake and Late, Dialogue Cafe, all these other, and the number one, Cafe Los Feliz, is the greatest breakfast burrito that has ever touched mankind. Nothing even comes close to comparing to it. Their aioli, their spicy aioli that they have with it, everything that's in it, it's cooked to perfection every single time. Cafe Los Feliz, like every time some of my friends visit Los Angeles, I make them try a couple things. Either one of like the smash burgers, whether it's like heavy-handed, easy street for the win, and Cafe Los Feliz. Those are my top two. Everything else we'll get to. They need to try that. And my latest obsession is, not even latest, it's been like 2 years now, breakfast burritos. They save me. If I'm having a bad morning, breakfast burrito. If I'm needing something to really heal me, breakfast burrito. And I just keep thinking of that one old vine of breakfast. But no, that's where I'm at with food at the moment. And I'm trying to save money right now, and I just went grocery shopping yesterday, so maybe I won't get a breakfast burrito, but that's the greatest food on the planet. And something that was so funny that like started, going crazy like 3-4 days ago is obviously Morgan Wallen of God's Country. Like came out with, I don't know if it got leaked or if he just came out with like who was going to be on his upcoming album, but like Tate Mcrae is going to be on Morgan Wallen's album, which in my opinion makes like a ton of sense. He's like the biggest country artist. She's obviously very big, rising in her pop right now. Her music's great. Everyone loves her. Like, understandably so, right? Like, I get it. He's on her album, and now, like, people are legitimately like, I'm boycotting Morgan Wallen's music and all this type of stuff. Like, or I'm boycotting Tate Mcrae. I can't believe he did this, Tate Mcrae. All this type of shit. And, like, where was that energy for, like, Lil Durk? Where was that energy for Post Malone? Like, where is that energy for, like, all these other people who have collabed with Morgan Wallen? Like, why is Tate Mcrae getting all this? On top of the fact that a lot of people really must not know how, like, the music industry works like that, where I guarantee you their song has probably been fully done, mixed and mastered, recorded, all this type of stuff for probably, like, 3 months now. So if some of the annoyance is like, I can't believe you worked with him after the SNL thing, I'm sure the song was already done before. And if you're Tate Mcrae, a business, but why would you not collab with Morgan Wallen on something that you could probably make a fucking heater for, and vice versa? Like, I'm sure he was hype. I'm sure she was hype. So I don't understand. Like, I do think, like, it's probably because she's, like, truthfully a girl, and she's got that, like, brat girl pop vibe going on. So, like, her fans are like, I can't believe you're collabing with this guy. Like, it's going to be a hit. Sorry. Like, I mean, same with, if people said that for Post Malone, but, like, I Had Some Help, insanely big song. So their song's probably going to go crazy, but I just never understood, like, why, like, people gave a fuck about that. So it's going to be a bop regardless. But no, last night or 2 nights ago, newest episode of Summer House just came out. Got to debrief it a little bit. I was disappointed. This episode arguably had, like, none of Kyle and Amanda. Like they were there, of course, but, like, it didn't have vintage Kyle other than when he fell asleep a little bit. And I love Kyle so much. But this one obviously focused on Jesse a lot and Paige, which obviously Paige is, like, we obviously know her and Craig broke up already, but we see her now going through that process of what that was. And whatnot, and, like, how that relationship was. And, like, I feel like she just wanted an out the entire time, but, like, didn't want to believe that she wanted an out. And because, like, I'm a big Paige guy. Like, you, like, look at her now, literally. Like, you shouldn't have slowed down for anything. But the way she was talking about it is I feel like she wanted an out, but she was trying to convince herself that she didn't want an out because, like, she loved him. But, like, you kind of did, and, like, that's fine. Like, you are now thriving once you hit 30. Like, go fucking shoot for the stars. Like, look at what Giggly Squad is doing now. Like, she deserves that shit. So she was battling with that the whole time, and she was like, I'll deal with it after tour, all this type of shit. And then you got Jesse and West. West has easily became top 3 favorite cast members, and those cast members go Mr. Kyle Cook, Miss Paige DeSorbo, West Wilson. Like, West fits so seamlessly. He's fun. He's kind of bringing that old vibe to Summer House back of, like, truthfully, like, going out, getting fucked up, coming back, being hungover, debriefing, having fun. Like he's bringing vintage summer house vibes back, in my opinion. And then Jesse, like, he's great for TV, but like for some reason, like he just bothers me a little bit. And maybe it's like the hypocrisy here and there, just like what the vibe is. And then Sierra's also in that, and I'm like, Sierra, no, because like you're great too, but why are you doing this? Where with what's going on with Jesse and Wes, if that was going on with Sierra, it would be World War III for like all the other girls. And I get it, you stick up for years, I understand that, but like her being like, oh my god, I can't believe I can't flirt with you. What? Like he's got a girlfriend. Like what are you talking about? It's one thing to like, you're close, you're like brother, sister, all this type of shit, but you're sitting there like almost feeling spited the fact that you can't flirt with Jesse anymore because he said he's exclusive with Lexi. Like, and I don't get that, because again, if roles were reversed, you would go scorched earth, and then like all the girls would obviously go scorched earth for you too, which I get. Like, I'm not saying I don't get that, but for you to like she's like almost dissing Lexi for not being able to flirt with Jesse anymore, and I just don't understand it. And then Jesse, who claimed, I saw him on Chicks in the Office, but he said like, oh no, I didn't get upset with Lexi for flirting with Wes, when like he acts like he's not filmed with a mic on. Like you did, like you felt a way about it, and you were like, and you even did one of like the interviews about it. You were like, he was rubbing her shoulders, all this type of shit, blah, blah, blah. You literally like tried, and probably still are trying to hook up with his ex-fling, and also tried going for her when he was going for her, and all this type of stuff. And Wes isn't even doing that. Wes is literally just a vibe. So Jesse, I don't know. He's a weird one to me. I don't think I'm there with him yet. He's great for TV, but whatever. And then other than that, obviously you see fucking Paige and Hannah Burner. Hannah leaving Summer House was probably the smartest decision ever for her. She's fucking thriving in the stand-up scene. They like Paige and Hannah just launched a book. Their podcast is going crazy. Like, that couldn't have been a better decision for her to leave Summer House, in my humble opinion. So shout out Paige and Hannah. They're fucking killing it. And then another thing, going back to the SNL comment, where I don't know where I stand with this, but SNL did a parody of The White Lotus called The White POTUS, all about the president's family and whatnot. And I'm obviously like siding with her because she's so just like innocent, cute, like, aw, but part of it was they made fun of Amy Lou Wood for her teeth. And I was like, aw, like, that sucks. She's clearly very, very upset with that. And like, I'm so back and forth on it because, yeah, was it mean, but is it SNL? Yes. And are we trying to get back to like not being so emotional and, you know, whatnot as a society? Yes. But also like Amy Lou Wood, like, I feel bad for you. So I'm like 50-50 where like the rest of it was good, but I just feel bad that she feels bad. Like, their sketch was really funny, but I just feel bad that she feels bad. So justice for Amy Lou Wood, because she's cool. Amy Lou Wood's cool girl. And then this is me putting my conspiracy hat on at the moment for some stuff that's going on, and this is gonna be my room service rant. This is my new segment of this is my room service rant, that I actually think there has to be some sort of campaign against the Biebers right now. Like, I saw someone make a TikTok on it. I don't have and this is why I said I'm putting the conspiracy hat on, because like I feel like there has to, right? Like, it truthfully seems like they're great. Like, I'm sure they have issues like any other relationship. Everyone who's around them closely says they're great. And every single article about them is negative. And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, you have celebrity couples who are like actually doing heinous shit and like, or truthfully are bad. And like, they don't get 1% of the type of articles that Hailey and Justin are getting. And I'm just like, I'm actually confused, because I'm like, what the fuck are they doing so much where it's every day? Like, my algorithm, and I see articles every day on how like he doesn't smile like this with his wife. There's trouble in paradise. They weren't seen together. There's this. He's using again. All this type of shit. And I'm like, I feel like for the amount, right? If it was like 2 articles, maybe I'd be like, oh, like, what's this? for the amount of press that's came out about how many issues and shit there would have been something confirmed. Like, I cannot put my finger on it of like what the fuck is going on, because like it seems like they're truthfully just chilling and vibing. Like, is Justin Bieber a little bit weird? Yeah. The kid's been one of the most famous people in the world since he was like 13. Like, of course he's going to be weird. Is Hailey Bieber a little closed off and also a little... Yeah, because she gets fucking torn down every time she... not even opens her mouth. Every time she's seen. Like, and she's out here building $1 billion business that's like nonstop thriving. And Justin's just trying to chill and live. Like, I can't imagine like what it actually is like to be in those shoes. Because I get it. You get bad press. There's paparazzi. There's this. There's that. But like, it's every other day. And like, this shit is going to catch up. And I mean, like... that's going to do damage. So, like, because I look at them and I'm like, they're just vibing. Like, you look at the way they post about each other and shit. Like, they're just 30 years old. Like, Hailey's not even 30 yet. Like, they're so young and have a kid and just vibe. Like, just let them fucking lit. Like, it's so... I have not seen, like... It almost seems just like a campaign internet press attack on them. And I'm like, who did they piss off? Because, like... It's crazy. Like, it seems like they vibe, to me, it seems like they really just vibe out. They're living life, young, rich as fuck people, just trying to chill. So it's like, I don't know. It's like, it's crazy to me, like, especially with the amount of fame around that and everything. So just shout out to the Biebers, because they clearly they got to be mentally fucking strong to either just like block it out or just not give a fuck about it. Because, yeah, there's that. But I will say, after seeing his Call Her Daddy episode, I always knew he was cool. Ed Sheeran rocks. Ed Sheeran's fucking awesome. Like, that dude literally just seems like he lives such a cool life. Like, lives obviously in the UK. He's got a whole, like, bowling alley and bar and, like, underground tunnel system to his house and his his pub. He's here, there. Like, obviously he loves to get fucked up and have a good time. Does stadium world tours. People love, like... Ed Sheeran, like, and just the way he talks about stuff, like, he just seems awesome. Like, just a redheaded good time. Like, he is, after that episode, and I've always liked his music, but I didn't know much about him. After that Call Her Daddy episode, he's one of those, like, super A-list people where I'm like, yeah, he'd be such a good time to chill with. And he was talking about how, like, yeah, like, during holidays and stuff, he has people over to his pub to watch games, this and that, and, like, a big party to him is just, like, 15 people. I'm like, this guy rocks. And he's like our real life version of Ronald Weasley. Like, he's dope. Like, he's someone I'd like to meet. And I'm pissed because he performs today at Coachella. Why weekend 2? I don't know. And I'm upset because, like, we wanted him for weekend 1. But I'm probably gonna watch, if I'm being completely honest, because it's just, he rocks. Like, he seems like he's a very good time. And if I ever see you, Ed Sheeran, I'm just going to dap you up and be like, you're cool. I was trying to think of something else I would do or like say or whatnot, but you're just awesome. So shout out Ed Sheeran. What was I going to say? Oh, it's so funny to me where sometimes I can't tell if like celebrities really try to play so coy because they think it's going to like get off on people or if they just truthfully don't give a fuck. Cause Lil Wayne had an interview and I love Lil Wayne, but he had an interview talking about I don't know if it's his project coming up or what it is, but the interviewer mentioned Watch the Throne, which is Jay-Z and Kanye's collab album. And Lil Wayne had no idea what this guy was talking about. He was like, they did a collab album? Like, what? Like, and I love Lil Wayne, and I'm not saying you can't be so into your stuff and you're not tapped in, and I know people are going to be like, well, he doesn't have to know. I feel like there's no way that you are not only in the hip-hop scene, but just alive and like a fan of hip-hop, and you didn't know what Watch the Throne was. I'm calling bullshit right now. I love Lil Wayne, and I get it. He's, he can have his like, I don't know what's going on attitude. I don't think there's any possible way in hell he truthfully doesn't know what Watch the Throne is. There's just no way. Like, he's clearly heard the songs. Maybe he didn't put 2 and 2 together where he heard like a ton of Kanye, Jay-Z songs and didn't realize like, oh, they're on the same album. That I could see. But I'm calling bullshit. I don't think there's any way he doesn't know what Watch the Throne is. He's been in the rap industry for far too long. There's no way he didn't know what it is. But I thought it was funny. It was definitely like a Lil Wayne vibe. For him to be like, huh? They did an album together? Like, yeah. And it was probably one of the most iconic collab albums literally of all time. So that was just such a Lil Wayne thing to say. But another thing, too, it's like really sunny and blue skies out today. But like LA be getting cold, man, which I love. I'm a big fan of cold weather. But I'm actually like happy about that because when I first moved to LA, I was like part of me was like, damn, because I love the seasons. I love when it gets cold. I love having to wear sweatshirts and pants and like bundle up and all this type of shit. And I was like, damn, like I'm never going to be able to do that again. Bruh, LA gets cold. This splish ain't for the weak, man. Like I definitely think, sadly, I was always like a Northeasterner that would like sit here and be like, huh, y'all are so soft. Like, I can't believe, you think 60 degrees is cold. When it's 60, I'm legitimately sweatshirts and sweatpants. And I know it's been 4 years since I've been here. And like, I never thought that day would come, but it truthfully is. I still love the cold weather, but I love when it's that, like, I can't believe it actually affected me like that to the point where anytime it's below 60, I got to turn the heat up in my apartment. Like, it's crazy. And LA do be getting cold, and people do not be thinking it. Also, I don't understand the latest trend of, because I kept seeing it on my For You page, and like fitness influencers showing people like what they eat in a day. And it's the equivalent of if you let a Rottweiler make their dinner. Like, they're literally showing you like extremely rare meat, sunny side up eggs with avocado, and they're just like on a wood board plate and just munching on that. And I'm like, I'm all for health. I'm all for eating healthy, but what the fuck am I looking at? Like, why are you quite literally eating like a dog? Or they'll be like, yeah, like, come with me to make my mush bowl. And it's just like, yeah, like, don't get me wrong, I love a good mush bowl, but they're being like, I eat this every day. And it's just like literally ground beef, raw egg, avocado, and like glass. And I'm like, what? Like, and they're like, you're pussy if you don't eat this. I'm like, bruh, like, you suck. And I don't understand why that became such a trend of like, let's eat just for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, steak, sunny side up egg, avocado, call it a day. I'm like, you get a little something more enjoyable in there. Like, I get it. People don't want to eat carbs, but like, have some like wheat bread or like grain bread, some shit like that. Like, y'all are literally eating like a housed dog or a rabid dog, an outdoor dog. I don't know, but it's like, that's not worth it to me. I do want to like look good, be healthy, and like, you know what, but fuck that. Like, I'll not eat McDonald's and Taco Bell and oily, fatty, fried food from time to time. You shit me think about me eating like that. Like, fuck that. But no, it's been a discourse on Twitter as of recent that someone posted the Mount Rushmore of Disney female characters, and it was Raven-Symoné, Miley Cyrus, Selena Gomez, and Zendaya. The younger generation, which, like, I agree with the first tweet if someone was like, you got to get Zendaya off this Mount Rushmore. The younger generation was not having it. They were not having it. Now, don't get me wrong. Do I love Zendaya? Yes. Is she extremely famous? Yes. Is she extremely successful in her movies and her modeling? Absolutely. Is Zendaya a Mount Rushmore of Disney Channel females? No, she's not. And Selena Gomez is even debatable. Like, Raven-Symoné, Miley Cyrus solidified. Absolutely they are. Like, Hannah Montana was Disney Channel, first of all, but then her movies were insane. Her music for Disney Channel was insane. Raven-Symoné was one of the people that helped build that fucking channel, and That's So Raven, Cheetah Girls, etc. She solidified. Those two are great. Selena's there. Like, Wizards of Waverly Place, Princess Protection Program, like, she's got her bop. She does. But then I almost might have to switch her out with Demi Lovato, because, like, Sunny with a Chance, Camp Rock 1 and 2, Princess Protection Program, like, I might have to put Demi in her place. And then taking Zendaya is about 100%. The fact that Hilary Duff is not on that. The fact that Hilary Duff is not on that Mount Rushmore is absurd to me, because she was also one of the people that just completely built Disney Channel. And for you to not have her is like insane. Honorable mention of Brenda Song, like obviously Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Wendy Wu, but also I will say also that is a very, very big honorable, maybe not even honorable, maybe she takes Selena's spot, Ashley Tisdale, because Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Phineas and Ferb, High School Musical 1, 2, and 3, like her resume is insane for Disney Channel, so like that might be one that, has to be, but I would say Casey's personal Mount Rushmore of Disney Channel female cast is Raven Simone, Miley Cyrus, Demi Lovato, Hilary Duff, with an honorable mention of Ashley Tisdale. And then you can go down the list after that, but those would be my 4 with my honorable mention. Now, I do think obviously then, you have your guy side of it where you have Cole Sprouse, Dylan Sprouse, even though he didn't do shows, but like Zac Efron. I'd have to think of the guys more, but that's my Mount Rushmore of girls. And I'm trying to think of like, anyone else that go on it, but that's my main 4. They deserve it. And I might honestly have to go watch some Disney Channel after this. But no, regardless, I'm excited for more to come up. That was a good little recap, debrief session, and, figuring out some shit. I don't know. My brain just turned off for a second. But debrief of Coachella, couple things going on in the world at the moment. Also, shout out Addison Rae because she just had her new song, like talking about Need a Cigarette right now. Let me just say first off, my girlfriend and I kept calling that Addison Rae was going to re-blow the fuck up because she got huge on social media, went and disappeared for a little while, did a couple movies, came back, and now she's got like this weird early 2000s cigarette smoking chick vibe, and it's working. It is like Addison Rae is going to be here to stay. Trust that. I know people are like, she's going to be here to stay. She's putting out bops. She just performed at Coachella. Her one movie, Thanksgiving, was actually pretty good. Pardon the Addison Rae rant. I just like rethought about it. But she's here to stay, let me tell you. But shout out Addison Rae. But no, I'm trying to think of anything else upcoming. We just got enjoy the rest of the weekend. Got Easter tomorrow. Gonna go see, funny enough, Sinners, because I've heard literally nothing but extreme high praises of that movie. I'm so excited to see it. Ryan Coogler, fantastic director. Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld, etc. Movies are back. You get one movie every once in a while, like your Barbenheimers or this or that. Sinners, supposedly, movies are back. You got to go to the theaters. Whether you are seeing it in 70 millimeter or not, you got to go see it. If there's one thing I will say that actually makes me feel good inside every time, it's going to a movie theater, sitting in my signature AMC recline, and just vibing out and watching a good movie. I don't turn my phone on. I don't talk. I'm enjoying. Like, there is nothing like going to a movie theater in my humble opinion. But I got to go see Sinners. I heard it's fucking amazing. I'm excited for that. That's Sunday. Going to a seafood boil tonight. I just started like really liking seafood over the last couple of years, so I'm very excited for this because I've never actually experienced like an actual seafood boil. So I'm very, very excited for this. And really just vibe out the rest of the weekend. Have a good week, and just I'm trying to think like that's really that's it for the time being, and we're just chilling. I'm excited. Good debrief. I'm telling you, the podcast is gonna get more structured over time. We're gonna continue it going. This is only episode 3. We're gonna keep going nonstop, weekly episodes. I'm excited, and like I always say, whether it's 1, 10, 20, 100, however many people watch, appreciate it. We're gonna keep going and have fun things. We will get guests on from time to time, and I'm excited. So shout out episode 3. I appreciate whoever watches, and until then, we're checking out. So peace. Yeah.